I have some spiritual advice for this group also. Would you like to? I will give the advice only if there are enough people to follow it, or even if there is one person to follow it all the way through. There are in all disciplines little practices which help you gauge the depth of your other practice. I'll give you some of these very simple things. One example, half a day of total silence every week. Total silence means also mental silence. Half a day of silence a week. Two, intentionally skipping a meal once a week, not for pregnant women. Intentionally skipping, not because you're too busy, but doing it on a pre-planned basis. Each one of these things on a pre-planned basis, not because of external circumstances. When you do it because of external circumstances, that is like giving a donation to the meditation center to get tax deduction, which is not a donation, which is convenience. See? So, half a day of silence once a week, skipping one meal once a week, three, setting for yourself a special time once a week dedicated to extra meditation or japa. For omitting, how do you pronounce that word? Omitting from your life some one item of comfort. Omitting from your life some one item of comfort. It could be a soft bed, it could be a pillow, it could be a plate, anything. Not something omitting which would make you sick, but something that you can omit, leave out. So omitting from your life some one source of comfort, some one item of comfort. How many? 5. Setting at least one night in the week, when you definitely will not have sexual thought. Wednesday night is good because you come here Thursday morning, those who do. And I didn't say sex, I said sexual thought. 5. 6. Once a month, a day of only fruits and juices. 7. Check on your habits and drop one unnecessary habit by a firm resolve. And when you no longer have that habit, then go back to it. That way you will not become a fanatic. Okay. I did that with coffee. I like coffee, I don't like tea. And one morning suddenly the ashram people said, no coffee? Today you didn't ask for coffee? No, I don't need it. No, I take it, don't take it, doesn't matter. Some one habit. Drop it. Watch yourself for a while. Then go back to it without a habit. It could be a habit of speech. It could be a certain manner. It could be a habit of thought. It could be a certain type of emotional reaction that you are used to. Any kind. So you can go on to number 8. Resolve for 1 year to learn to control one of your emotions. And watch it with care. For that 1 year you work on that one. And after you have succeeded, go back to it as a tool. After you've succeeded in controlling it, then go back to it as a tool, which is under your control. Well, if it's really a bad habit, then you have no reason to go back to it. But no habit is altogether bad. Let us say anger. See, you stop learning to bite, but you don't stop hissing. If you are a snake, you know the story? Once upon a time, there was a snake. A snake used to go around biting everybody in the village. So one great saint, sadhu yogi, came wandering to the village as they do, and saw everybody very morose and worried and so on. I say, what's the matter? He says, sir, we have a snake in this village who goes about biting everybody in the night. So the saint said, oh, that's nothing, that's all right, we'll take care of that. So by his mental power, he called the snake. In India, there are special mantras by which snake poison is controlled. No, it is so. It's known. So he called the snake up and patted the snake on the head and said, snake, it's no good. I shouldn't bite. Like St. Francis telling the wolf. So the snake went his way and bit no one. The saint was returning back to his ashram after 9 months, and this time this miserable looking creature of a snake comes crawling to the saint's feet, and the saint sees his body bruised and broken and bleeding, and he says, snake, what happened? He says, sir, what happened? I took your advice and that's what happened. See, after you went away, everybody said, this snake doesn't bite. So all the little kids of the street, they pick me up and they wrap me around their necks, and they pull me and they make little balls of me and throw against the walls, and this is what you have done to me. So the saint said, what did I do? What did I tell you? He said, you told me not to bite, so I don't bite anymore. So the saint said, but snake, did I ever tell you not to hiss? So you watch your habits. How many there? Number 8. Number 9, keep a diary. Now there are 3 kinds of diaries people keep. Diaries of events relating to others. Some people keep those kinds of diaries. Someone did this today, someone did that today. And the roses are blooming nice. It's fine. Those diaries of interest are of interest to your great-grandchildren once they get into the attic. After many, many, many years. Hey, grandmother's diary, let's see what she did. Oh, the roses were blooming nice. They are blooming nice even now. The second type of diaries people keep are the diaries of their emotions. Those are the diaries of lonely people. How I felt miserable, dear diary. I have no one to talk to, so I talk to you, dear diary. When is my misery going to end? Today, for a change, I felt slight happiness, but it wasn't long-lasting. Those are also the patients of Rudy Valentine, right? Yes, those diaries are advised to be kept for therapeutic value, that you write them down and then destroy them. Those are letters written to yourself. Bring out your emotions and say, okay, here. Now, I have been talking about that kind of diary in my psychology course that I've started. And then there is a third kind of diary, and that is the diary of a sadhaka, an aspirant. Do you know this word, sadhaka? S-A-D-H-A-K-A, a sadhaka who is practicing sadhana Sadhana. And one who has finished practicing sadhana becomes a siddha, Siddha, master. So a sadhaka is an aspiring practitioner of sadhana, an intense, devoted practice of anything. It could be sadhana of archery, it could be sadhana of your mantra. A sadhaka is one who is aspiring to perfect it and is putting his whole being into it. And who has done it, then he is a siddha, 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 accomplished, adept, master. Okay? So that's the diary of a sadhaka. And the diary of a sadhaka is a careful record of his progress, his failures and his successes in his spiritual and emotional progress. It is called the diary of introspection. It is called the diary of self-examination. And every person who has a long-range goal of self-realization and self-improvement should keep that diary. And you watch yourself and you learn to recognize all the hidden motivations where your ego is active, where you did something good apparently, outwardly, completely unselfish, but where deep in your mind you know it did not bring desired result. It did not bring a positive response because somewhere in your mind there was a hidden motive, or that you had resolved to do something, or that you had resolved to overcome a certain habit, but here you have not succeeded. From time to time, you may declare your weaknesses to others. As the result, when you write your diary, you try to find your own ways of how you may improve. One of the ways is to expose your weaknesses deliberately to others. To declare your weaknesses deliberately to others. They will take advantage of it. You do that with that knowledge and you leave yourself defenseless. That is one of the ways of karmic expiation. There are many other ways. I had a friend, I have a friend, a very, very close friend, who is like a brother. I have no brother. From my teenage, he has been like a brother to me. We have only 1 year's difference of age. Completely opposite in temperament, but still very fast friends. He is a total atheist and I'm totally devoted to God, but we are still the closest friend that's possible in the world. Because he's completely honest. And atheists are the most honest people I've ever met in my life. I have great respect for an atheist. Not for an agnostic. For an atheist I have a great respect. And I have always had that respect. And then I heard my master say that too. So I have great respect for an atheist. He has some firm belief and is honest about it. And they are atheists in their personal lives, are very honest people. So anyway, so every language has curse words. Now in India, owl, unlike in the West, is regarded as the symbol of foolishness. You can't see in the light. See, the goddess of wealth is said to have the vehicle called the owl. You can't see whom she goes, deserving or undeserving. So to call somebody the son of an owl, you like to call somebody, son of a donkey or something here. So this my friend, young man, he formed the habit of just using this curse word, son of an owl. Where is that tape recorder, son of an owl? Where is that thing, the son of an owl? See. And I and he both used to speak from the same platform, used to live in a building much larger than this, which was a place of worship. And one day in the middle of a lecture, he used that word. And everybody was shocked. And he came upstairs and I said, Dhirendra, what are you doing? Why didn't you drop this habit? So he used to write the diary too, and I used to write my diary also. I wrote a regular diary up to the age of 23. So then after that, I didn't feel the need for it. So he said, all right, I'm going to drop this habit. And every time this word comes out of my mouth, I'm going to slap myself. So he watched himself carefully, and next Sunday, he sits down on that stage and he's giving a lecture. In the middle of the lecture, he says, son of an owl, and he suddenly slaps himself. And everybody looked. What happened? But he never used that word after that. So there are all sorts of ways. If you have basic humility, you have no problem overcoming your bad habits, your ego. You always learn to compensate for your ego by some special, honest act of humility and modesty. Okay. So that is 10, 9. And the 10th, japa. And there is nothing like japa. And people are avoiding japa. People are avoiding to undertake the 125,000 repetitions of the mantra. They are avoiding it. They have no knowledge of their own strength. They have no recognition of their own strength. They are avoiding it, not aspiring for that which will come after. If you cannot undertake 125,000 initially, start with 11,000 or 15,000 or 21,000 or 25,000 or 27,000 or 33,000 or 41,000 or 51,000. Give yourself a chance. Set a date, make a resolve, take a good morning shower, practice the previous night's celibacy, and say to yourself truthfully, for my purification and for the pleasure of my Guru, seeking no other benefits, I undertake this resolve. And when you have completed that resolve, you will find that, hey, I did it. And it was good. And I've completed it. Give yourself a little time and then undertake a bigger resolve. Go to it slowly. If you don't want to go, jump at it. You will come across rebellions of the mind at different stages of the resolve to do japa. You will come across these rebellions of the mind, all kinds of emotions arising, all kinds of thoughts arising, desire to get up. If you have undertaken japa of 11,000, by the time you have completed 1,000, you will say, oh well, it's not doing me anything. How much of the mala is left? No. Treat your mind like a child that is having a tantrum. People ask me at times, what should we do to bring forth a beautiful, aspiring, spiritually developing child? For pregnant mothers, all the other exercises are very difficult. But japa, japa, japa. See? My mother, when I was expected, did 50 malas of Gayatri every day. So, the japa is the secret of purity. Japa is the secret of aspiration. Leave out all other techniques. Do nothing. No relaxations necessary. No concentrations necessary. Perfect your japa, you've got everything. See. All the other things should be helpful. But japa is the core, and you perfect your japa to a degree where each heartbeat is mantra. Each heartbeat is mantra. I counted 5 minutes tonight. I just counted my heartbeats. And each heartbeat a mantra. Each heartbeat a mantra. When you've done 5 minutes of that unbroken mantra with the heartbeat, you have done 5 times 72 repetitions of your mantra. So I said everyone here has done 450 repetitions. See? So that is 11 japa. Do it. Do it with a resolve. Do it with an undertaking. Each of these things that you do, and that you can count the 11th step, or you can count that as the first and all the rest after. Do them with a resolve declared to yourself beforehand, not at random. Because at random you will not follow through. It will not give you recognition of your strength. Do you follow? And that is one thing. Set the date, set the time. You understand? Set the date, set the time, and keep to it. On the other hand, don't be a fanatic. But on the other hand, see, Don't try to find excuses for your laziness. So a careful balance of personality. See? And your child is falling down the steps, you're sitting doing japa. Your husband has driven your car, has driven for 12 hours, is coming from out of town, is hungry and tired, you're sitting doing your japa.
Hand.
Balance it, watch it. A little failure is not bad. Remember that. A little failure is not bad. And only one who can break a rule gracefully can observe the rules gracefully. Only someone who can break a rule gracefully can observe the rule gracefully. Otherwise, you become guilt ridden. That is always a problem. You will have all these 10 rules in front of you, and then you'll say, Panditji told me to do this. And all the harm that comes from fanaticism, all the harm that comes from legalism will come to you. Do you follow? So don't do it with fanaticism. Don't do it with guilt. Don't do it with legalism. Do it. Do you want me to give you some more general thoughts in life? These things I have said before, but I'll repeat for you. Okay, yes, Jim. Okay, I'll come to that in a minute. You had a question too, Alan. You had a question, Dini. Okay, what's the breakdown on 125,000? How many a day? Watch your capacity. You decide how long, how many months you want to take. You sit down and do a mala and see how long it takes you. Now you might want to watch the mala on 3 different levels. You do a mala with the breath. Exhale the mantra, inhale the mantra, and watch how long that takes. Then you do a mala with ordinary repetition that you do. Many people do it somewhere between the mouth and the mind. Do it on that level. Then try doing it at the deepest possible level where mantra and the heartbeat are one. Mantra and the pulse beat are one. Work out how long it takes you to do the mala at all those 3 levels. And you decide at which level it is most convenient for you. And how much time you have available every day. So if you have 1 hour available and it takes you 15 minutes to do a mala with the breath, you are only able to do 4 malas a day. See, on the other hand, with the heartbeat or something, it takes you, 1.5 minutes to do a mala? So you decide how much time you have available every day, and then how many months it will take you to do. All right? Start Traditionally, we start these kinds of good observances on Mondays or Thursdays, the day of the moon or the day of the Jupiter. Okay. Okay. How do you count 125,000? You count mala as 100. And forget the 8. Those you give away. Because you are in any case likely to skip a bead somewhere. At least one. The mind wanders off. Before you know, 8 or 10 repetitions are gone, you haven't repeated, you only moved the hand. See. So give away 8, at least 8. You just don't count. Yes, Marie. Okay, the question asked is sometimes the repetition gets so fast that the hand won't move fast enough. So, can we count 3 or 4 repetitions for one bead? The answer is, for a very good reason, no. Although, at times, everyone goes to a finer level in the mind where the hand cannot move fast enough. Those occasions are few and far between, or at least are not regular. And what we do, and I'm saying this from experience, I had this problem myself at a certain time, and then I found that it was good that I did it on a slightly slower speed and firmed that up and made that my plateau, so that that would become absolutely natural. See, later on, someday, you will rise from that plateau to a higher ground. So firm that up. It's fine. It's good to do it that way. Now, do not count the malas you do traveling around, sitting around, doing other things. When you do the japa as the part of the resolve, you do it sitting down at a fixed time, fixed place. Okay? Now, you should remember also that you should not go home tonight and suddenly sit down and say, I resolve number 1 this, number 2 this, number 3 that, number 4, number 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 resolves all at once. And then next Thursday, next Wednesday morning, you say, I haven't been able to keep that up. I don't think I'll go this Thursday night. It's unfair to you. No. You start with something that you can easily handle. Put this in the first page of your diary. You may do it one at a time. One resolve a year. Firm that one up. Complete that. Perfect that. See? And when you find that you are able to handle more, then you add. See? Don't overextend your psychic strength. Don't overextend your psychological power. Work slowly. What you work with that perfectly. And once again, I'll repeat, a little failure is not bad. Let it go. Give that one away too. Gracefully give it away. See? But don't keep giving it away, Keep coming back to the right thing. There are other things also which are not part of this kind of a discipline, but see, the beauty of a spiritual person lives in the joy from within here. Just surging joy, happiness, for no reason whatsoever. His happiness does not seek a reason. See? Just be happy here. Arise from here. What are you happy about? What do you mean? If I had to have something to be happy about, I would never be happy. Because there's always something missing. See? So happiness is from here. It's a joy, surging joy, ananda, which has no antonym. No, there's no reason at all in the world to be unhappy. The problems you have, those are over there. Handle them there. Don't bring them here. See? And one more principle, this is the happiness here. It's just surging joy from the heart. For no reason whatsoever. See? Laugh, sing. See? Secondly, always try to find opportunities to make yourself small. Always try to find opportunities to make yourself small before others. In humility. Mental humility. Not always trying to assert your bigness. Not always trying to assert your thought that I am right. Say I'm wrong. Then you will grow. Yes, I'm wrong. My mistake. My fault. Yes, my fault. And sometimes even if it is not your fault. There is the story of an Indian king, a Mughal king, who was one of those people who never took anything for himself from the treasury. So he made his living, though he ruled over a whole empire, he made his living by copying manuscripts. In those days there was no printing press. So books were just manuscripts. And so you used all the art of calligraphy to copy them. And one day he sat in the court and a great scholar came. And the great scholars picked up the book. People have a habit of coming and just picking up something on your table looking. Can't keep their hands to themselves. So they started looking and said, "Oh, excuse me, sir, this passage here, it shouldn't be this way, it should be this way." So the king picked up the correcting fluid that they used at that time, that was very essential for calligraphy. And he corrected the passage. And the scholar was very happy, he's corrected the king. The scholar went his way, and the king picked up the book, put the correcting fluid there, and replaced the original. It didn't harm him any, and it made somebody happy. That is a fine art. So find the opportunities of making yourself small, provided thereby you are not going to do any harm to anyone, or to something philanthropic, or something that is for the good of others. See? Another principle is give away 10% of your time, or wealth, or resources, or strength, or money, or words, or something. 10%. Give it away. Give it away in such a manner that you derive no income tax deductions from it. That alone is giving. The rest is not giving. Do you understand? And I don't mean give to the center. Give somewhere. Another principle. If someone is present, do not eat without offering food. Even if you have to live on half what you need. Do not eat, if someone is present, do not eat without offering, sharing beforehand. Or if someone is likely to be there, save some for him or her and leave it. And be happy. And forget it. You follow? Be happy about it and forget it. That you did it. That you didn't eat enough because you had to leave for somebody. This also applies to other things of comfort in your life. You have only one comfortable mattress and the other a lumpy one. Use the lumpy one for yourself and give the comfortable one to the other person. And you will be happy. And don't make him feel that you did it. And you can work out other similar principles. Watch around you what needs to be done for someone. Forget about this, my growth, my knowledge, my improvement, my success. See? Okay, we didn't go into deep Vedanta philosophy. I had promised to teach you various techniques of the art and science of contemplation. Shall we postpone that for the next time? This is not time wasted, is it? Okay. And whatever we have done here, whatever we have given, watch, do it slowly, absorb it, assimilate it, understand the reasons for it. See? And then move towards it. And don't be afraid of discomfort and pain in life. Don't be afraid of discomfort and pain. The majority of your emotional problems arise because you are running away from discomfort and pain. Face your discomforts fairly and squarely and go through them. It's like meeting a ghost at night. You know. Now people see a ghost, a spirit. To run, turn their backs, and they think the spirit is following them. But you go towards it and all there is some cloth hanging. So go towards it, examine the cause of fear. And fear is nothing but weakness in the energy field called the mind. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mind is an energy field. When it is not tuned up, Then it says, I am not capable of handling this, so I run away, so I'm afraid. So people are afraid of responsibility. People are afraid of taking a blame. People are afraid of failure. People are afraid of taking a blame. People are afraid of failure. People are afraid of guilt. People are afraid of all kind of imaginary things from others. All the paranoia. People are afraid of death. I told you that I understood that there was a thing called guilt complex about 2 years ago. This last week, Wednesday, I understood that there is such a thing as really fear of death. This class I was teaching that I've just finished at Minneapolis Athletic Club. And on the last day, no, not the last day, the day before that, week before that, I just mentioned in passing that meditation is also like sleep. It is also like death. Reactions. I don't know who was more shocked, I or they. I never realized that the word death can bring such a response. I suppose in a system of beliefs where there's only one life, it must be a horrible thing to die. And it's like people hide away from death. How can you hide away from it? It's there all the time. You are going towards it. Every minute that is passing, you're going towards it. So people are afraid of death. All kinds of fears, imaginary fears. When you have an object of fear, walk towards it. When you have a discomfort coming, walk towards it. Choose it with your own right hand and juggle with it. And watch yourself juggling with it. And get the feel of it. And handle it. A conflict, a crisis, a difficulty with a relationship, a difficulty with a process. Handle it, juggle it, go to it, examine it. What is in it that is scaring me? What is in it that is frightening me? Go and throw it away. And you will march happy, you will be surprised. Once you have handled this kind of discomfort or pain or conflict or difficulty in your life that you are going to run away from, once you handle it, your expertise, your skill in handling those things increases. See. And next time another discomfort comes, another pain comes, you don't run away from it. Now you have greater confidence and you know you can handle it. See? So, consider these principles of life. Consider them. Go over them in your mind, over and over. Think about them. Really think about them. See what you can assimilate. Don't leave it here. You attended an initiate meeting. It was a nice lecture. That's not the idea. There's no point to giving all these lectures. Giving lectures, once I sat down to count all the lectures I've given in my life. If you count 35 years See, on the average of one lecture a day, what's the use of all of those words, verbosity, unless somebody picks up an idea and uses it? Okay. I can't suggest a book on this subject, but consider, consider. See, this is karma yoga. This is yoga of action. Okay? And pick few things at a time. Now, Jim, do you want me to raise that? What was the question again? Okay. All right. Okay. There is a group of people I am meeting upstairs in the Hatha room after this, that I have invited through Arnetta, and I'll meet with them there and do two things for your practice. You don't have to remember all the meditations conducted. I would say do three things. One is be regular. Two is follow nothing else. No technique is necessary. No relaxations are necessary. They are useful. They are helpful. Do them. Now don't say tomorrow, Pandit say don't do any more relaxations. That's not what I am saying. All the techniques come under one heading, and that is watch. Learn to watch yourself. Watch. What are you watching now? What is more there to watch? What is there to watch? What is it you're not watching? Search out what you're not watching in yourself. Find that. Or if you're watching your outer skin, are you also watching your blood flow? If you're watching your blood flow, are you also watching the state of your skeleton? If you're watching the state of your skeleton, are you also watching the state of your stomach? Are you watching your digestive tract? Are you watching the taste in your mouth? Are you watching the smell in your nostril? Are you watching the state of your eyeballs? Are you watching the brain? What is happening in the brain? See? Are you watching your diaphragm? There's always more to watch. This body is a galaxy. There are more cells in your body than there are stars in the galaxy. And some cells are dying. Some cells are being reborn by billions right now, at this moment. Watching is no easy matter. So watch more and more and more. And that watching alone will take you to the mantra. When you are doing the mantra, watch yourself doing it. Watch your mind doing it. So do the japa, let the japa come. That's the third thing. Do the japa, let the japa come through that watchfulness. Okay? So just watch yourself, and God bless you all. Thank you.